Warning. The following podcast is concerned about you. Are you okay? This is Crudimentary Questions with your hosts, Sandy and Jill.
Hey, Sandy.
Hey, Jill.
I have a question for you.
As usual, and I'm dying to hear it. I'm so excited.
Good. Okay. How do you feel about orgies?
I feel good.
You feel good about it?
I feel good about orgies. I will go ahead and just say I've never participated in one.
Okay.
But that's really because I never had the opportunity.
But if an opportunity arose, if it was risen, if it rose up in a mighty
erect, if I had the opportunity to participate in an orgy, are you asking me would I do it?
Yes.
It very much depends on the people involved.
Obviously, there's a lot of variables.
Yes.
The amount of people, does that matter to you?
That would matter. I would say, and I'm going off of like media, like film, television, also pornography. So
Yeah.
I don't know how like if like the sex party scene works or whatever. But if it was like multiple orgies happening in like the same house, I think that would be cool. Like, so it could be like upwards of 20 people, you know, 'cause it's 4 different rooms or whatever. I think maybe my mind can comprehend 5 people right now.
There's always an odd person out, right?
I think there are positions that could be, you know, things that could be done.
69.
Well, but like, okay, so like
Wait, that's 2.
That's 2. No, so what I'm thinking is more like a massage train.
Oh, yes.
Kind of.
Yes.
But you make a circle
So like a human centipede.
of oral sex. A human centipede of oral sex.
Oh,
Which
title of your sex tape?
yeah. Which might be the grossest phrase I've ever uttered, shockingly enough. See, the thing is, I think I need to begin my journey into orgies with a threesome.
Okay.
Because I've had...
It's a good starting point.
Yeah. Because, you know, you start with one.
Yeah.
You
exponentially increase.
And then you double that.
Mm-hmm.
You fuck with 2. And then, you know, I feel like I should ease into group sex. So, yeah, I'd start with an orgy. And then I could totally, you know, I could see myself moving up in the game with the amount of participants. But right this second, having never had a threesome, the most I can fathom, position-wise, is 5. But that might be because I don't have a good enough imagination.
I think that you know, you don't want to get too ambitious with your orgy goals.
Yeah.
You know, you want to start at the bottom.
You want to start at the bottom, then
work your way
up
to
man.
the top of the pyramid.
Yeah.
I don't think I could
participate
in more than 2 people, myself included, in that. Only because I don't think I'd be good at it.
That is that's very kind of you to have that.
I have to focus on one person, and also that's hard enough. For me.
Yeah.
And I honestly, like, I have to focus on myself a little too. So
it's true. You are focusing on 2 people when you're having sex with one person.
Yes, that is true.
And
Isn't it?
Yeah. Then you add a 3rd person, and yeah.
I also have a thing where I need to be emotionally connected. We've talked about this before.
Sure.
I need emotional connection. So that would be more like polyamory.
Okay. Yeah.
For me, if I were in love with 2 people, I could have sex with them, but in separate times.
Separate occasions
from each other. I'd really want to focus in on them individually.
Oh, I see. I mean, I totally see that.
I could see that happening.
But I think just in the way that I look at something like that is that maybe that's how it starts, but eventually you would become comfortable. with all y'all playing.
The only way I could see it happening is if I didn't have to do anything and it was just two people pleasuring me. And I was just this rag doll being thrown around.
That is a thing.
Is that a thing?
You could. That is. I'm sure a section of a threesome that you could request.
I'm sure it is too.
You're like, this is me time. I'm gonna have some have some me time.
I don't want any pressure to perform well. Mm-hmm. I just want. I don't know. Yeah. I honestly that sounds. I mean, I guess that sounds like just lazy sex. I could go with that.
Sometimes lazy sex is just great, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the thing is like you said, you have to, don't be too ambitious, you know? Mm. So it's like, yeah, don't put pressure on yourself to be this magical sex machine, you know?
Yeah.
If I was going to have a threesome, I mean, again, this is all very, very dependent on the people involved, you know? I feel like, this might be weird, or this might be awkward, or I might not do this particularly well. Yeah. And I'm not, totally. I'm not, but I really get pressured, during sex. I feel like I've got to be some kind of sex goddess, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, I know that's not true, but yeah, performing for one person is sort of hard enough, and then add another. Anyway,
go ahead.
I'm still willing to try.
You're willing. See, I'm more like Seinfeld. Have you ever seen that episode about the menage a trois?
I have seen very little Seinfeld in my life, and I apologize for that. Okay. It is a grave sin that I haven't seen much Seinfeld.
This is an excellent episode. I think it's called The Switch, and it's basically Jerry Seinfeld is dating a woman, and he meets her roommate, and he likes her roommate more.
Oh.
And so he really wants to date the roommate, but it's awkward because he's already dating the main girl. The main girl's name, I think, is Sandy, by the way.
Oh, my
Which
God.
makes it even better,
in
my opinion.
Yeah.
So George and him are brainstorming on how to do the switch.
Oh, okay.
Switching from one roommate to the other roommate.
Okay.
In a dating
situation.
And George figures out that what he should do with the woman he's currently dating is suggest a menage a trois
with her roommate.
With their roommate. And
the girl will probably say no, dump him.
Yep.
And then he can just go.
Well, say no, dump him. Maybe she even tells the roommate, and the roommate's like, "Oh, what a pig!" But I'm kind of flattered.
Yeah, totally flattered. Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that is such a good plan.
It is.
It's diabolical.
It's diabolical. But do you know what happens?
They say yes.
She's into it.
Oh my God. I mean, good for Jerry, right?
No, because he says, and George is so pissed at this. Yeah. He says, "I'm not an orgy guy."
Oh, right. Then
I have to grow a mustache, buy robes and lotions. I have to get new curtains and long carpeting, and I have to get new friends, orgy friends.
Yeah. That's funny. But I think that is kind of perhaps an early 90s, a 20 to 30-year-old version of what people think something like an orgy has to be.
Yes.
Because it doesn't have to be a sleazy or
no,
like a leopard print carpet kind of scenario. It could just be
I mean, that is the cliche when you think of an old dirty man orgy guy.
But I mean, I think we're just kind of this last couple years, people just are much more free with experimenting sexually, and as long as everybody's consenting and safe, you just be in your friend's bedroom, but actually, what a great scenario would be for an orgy for me. Maybe it could only be a threesome because of hotel rules, because hotels might not like the idea of 5 to 6 people packing up a room, but anyway,
you'd have to get multiple rooms.
Yeah.
With the connecting doors.
The door, you get a suite.
Oh,
little such
suites.
a good idea.
Yes.
Oh, man. You get one with a kitchenette.
Yes.
So you could have somebody could be making food while the other people fuck. It's your turn. You tap out. You're sorry, I got to put the pizza in.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I think this is a good idea.
This is a great idea. Mm-hmm. So we get a hotel room.
You have connected pizza and sex so many times on this podcast. I just want to point that out, but go ahead.
Well, pizza and sex are great. I mean, what do you want? What do you want from me? I also like gyros and sex.
Okay. Pizza gyros? Is that a thing?
Gyro pizza. That's
don't know.
gotta be a thing.
I don't know,
with
but
lamb meat and olives and fettuccine. Oh my god.
And ranch dressing? Is that a thing?
Or the cucumber dressing.
Tzatziki? I call it ranch because I'm American. Whatever that white stuff is.
The white stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Sex and pizza.
Okay.
Sex and pizza. You've just made everybody imagine some dude coming on a pizza.
I mean, it's happened before.
It's definitely happened.
Let's face it.
And people have eaten it. Not where I originally wanted to go with this, but
I'm glad we went here.
So anyway, this is what we do. We get a group together.
Yes.
And we're all like into it and attracted to each other and like ready to go. And we get one of those hotel rooms that has the suite. And I don't even think it has to have the connecting door. I think you could just have like one big room with a bed and then another pretty big room with some couches because couch sex is pretty cool. There's lots of great stuff you can do on couches.
Okay. That's true.
But make sure it's a big enough bed that you could fit at least 4 people on the bed. Oh, and there'd be like a shower and like a bathtub with like the jets. Yeah, there's so many places to fuck.
You're an orgy person, it
yeah.
sounds like.
So and then there's the kitchenette. And so everybody brings like whatever you need. You got your alcohol if you want to have that particular kind of lubrication. All the regular lube for the orifices and whatnot. And then everybody like kind of just starts with like a regular party. And then do you think that there's an orgy master?
What is this person that you're talking? What is this? What is this description?
So like when you play Dungeons and Dragons, right?
I immediately went to like fantasy video game in my mind.
When you play Dungeons and Dragons, there's the Dragon Master, right? There's the guy who runs the story.
Oh, in Dungeons and Dragons, there's the Dungeon Master.
Dungeon Master. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, nerds.
The DM.
The DM. I know he was a DM, so I said dragon, but okay, the Dungeon Master, right?
Yes.
It's the dude. It could be a girl. It's the person who basically is in charge of the story, and kind of leads the group.
Oh,
and
I
works
see what you're
through
saying.
it.
A leader.
A leader. So like an orgy master. So there'd be like the one person who gets up and is like, well, I'm gonna take a little trip to the bedroom if like
There's
Jack and
always
Amy
that
want to
guy
join me or something.
or person.
Yeah.
There's always that person because that's most likely the person that knows everyone, and everyone else is just maybe meeting. Oh, and they're all connected by this one.
It's the
friend.
Yeah, they organized it in a group chat.
Yeah,
they did like a WhatsApp group chat.
Yeah, and so whenever you're in a group text, you always get that like rando number that you don't have on your phone. It's like, who the fuck is this?
This is Kevin. Who the fuck is Kevin? It's like, it's Kevin. You know, we met at the Starbucks. Like, right, with the red hair, right, Kevin.
They're just sending gifts of cats.
Yeah.
Who's the one sending gifts of cats?
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah, I like the gifts.
I want their name in my phone. Yeah.
But yeah, this is your orgy text message group chat, right? So, but one person, let's just say it was me. I get everyone together and I've got the group chat. And so I'm like, time and place, who's bringing what? You know, it's like a potluck.
This is sounding like a lot of work.
It is. Oh, no, but we're getting there. I mean,
it's a party.
You've planned a party before.
Yeah.
We're planning a party. It's just a sex party at a hotel.
Okay.
So yeah, you get to the hotel and you just like, you kind of get some food going and like a light meal. I think nothing that's gonna make anyone too flatulent. You know?
Yeah, you don't want to serve like frankenbeans or anything.
Yeah, you're not gonna maybe not cauliflower. You know, at this the pre-orgy meal is probably gonna be light. Maybe some pasta.
Pasta's not light.
Pasta's light.
Pasta's light?
Yeah, just like a pasta with a little like olive oil and butter.
That doesn't sound light to me.
Okay, well,
cauliflower sounds light to me.
Cauliflower makes you fart.
I thought broccoli was the culprit for that. No,
I think broccoli and fiber makes you fart.
That's true.
So what I'm saying is nothing.
Okay, well,
perhaps nothing nutritious.
We
but
really need to nail down this perfect meal orgy.
Wouldn't
you have food after?
This is what I'm saying. You start with a little snack.
Okay, you gotta have some appetite. Well, oysters. Oh, you can't have oysters.
Oh, yeah. Everybody else could, but I couldn't. But anyway, I think those would be hard to bring to a hotel.
Aphrodisiacs.
We should look this up. What is a good aphrodisiac?
Okay, that'll be our internet question.
Internet question.
Hey Siri.
Remind me
Remind me about aphrodisiacs in about 20 minutes.
Yeah. But okay, so we're going to figure out what the pre-orgy snack is. But I do think you need...
It's due in 20 minutes.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you, Jill's
Siri.
phone.
Thank you, Siri.
So this is the setup. So do you agree? I think there should be a pre-orgy snack. You shouldn't go into an orgy on an empty stomach.
I would be so nervous I wouldn't be able to eat. I think that there should be pre-orgy cocktails.
Well, definitely, obviously.
Maybe a pre-orgy smoke if you're into it.
Yeah, a smoke of marijuana.
A marijuana
Yes.
cigarette.
I do think there would be some people, perhaps, I don't know that I would, want to get into other kinds of drugs. But I do know that people do like to have sex on harder drugs.
Yeah, I wouldn't personally. That would be too much for me personally.
Is this orgy number 1 or orgy number 5?
I think this is when you're well, like you said, you got to start small.
Okay.
With the threesome. This is
you're right. If
you're dabbling more.
If I'm the orgy master, if I am the one who started the text message chain. The orgy group chat.
Yes.
I think
you're the orgy organizer.
I'm the orgy organizer.
You're the orginizer.
I always get goosebumps when you do that.
I Don Draper things so often, and I should have that is that a job I could have?
I would love to be an
Orginizer.
orginizer. Oh my God. I'd probably make so much money.
I think
I'm
you need a silk robe with lingerie underneath.
What I'm saying is you don't necessarily need all those trappings, but what I think you need is be able to organize these things. So,
or organize it.
Organize it. You got to organize it. So we have the pre-orgy cocktails and the pre-orgy snack. And those who would like to partake of drugs will do so. If I was the organizer. Well, one, I would have certain restrictions about which drugs, but I would also be in moderation.
Yes.
And no no addicts.
Yes.
I wouldn't be providing that.
No, I think that everyone needs something that might loosen them up a little bit, because especially if you're nervous about it.
And especially if it's it's their first or second orgy. But I would advise all the orgy goers that I organize. I would advise them all to have tried a threesome before we do the hotel orgy.
Yes.
Yes. So anyway, after we get a little, we have some laughs, maybe play some games, maybe play some Never Have I Ever.
You're really leading up to this.
Sex games. I know. I'm sorry. I'm really into this narrative at this point. Then I would probably be the one, because I'm the organizer. I would get up and I would be I'd pick 2 people.
Oh, this would be very thought out.
It would be thought out. I'd be I'd feel it out. I'd feel out who's getting there. Who's somebody's probably making eye contact with me. Someone's probably maybe touching my leg or something. And I'm
See, I feel like it should start out with a makeout session.
Well,
because that's probably the closest I've ever come to a group orgy is the makeout parties in high school.
Sure.
I was totally making out with someone while there were 5 or not 5. I guess it would be even 6 other people making out.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
In the same room.
Yeah.
In the dark, listening to Casey and JoJo.
Yeah. I mean, that's hot. I mean, you're I can see that's the thing. I think perhaps if you've done that. I would never love find a lover
sweeter than you.
What's sweeter than you? That's not the first time we've sung the song on the podcast.
I know. Probably not.
Yeah, we should do a cover. We should do some bullshit ukulele cover.
Close to me, I like my mother. Close to me.
We can't sing this song. We can't sing this song because we're going to have to pay royalties.
Yeah. You can do 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So.
But actually, I think you have a great idea, Jill. We just play, we'd play some
sexy music.
We'd play some, we'd play some, regular games. Everybody's getting lubed up, and then spin the fucking bottle.
Spin the bottle.
We're 14 years old.
Yeah. 7 minutes to heaven. Spin the bottle.
Yeah.
We could do. I'm pretending that I'm in on this orgy fest, even though this is totally.
This is my thing.
Never going to happen for me. But I think that I would want it to be very sexy.
Oh yeah, totally.
Because I have a hard time with being silly. Sex is silly to me sometimes, and this would be silly, especially. I was wondering, what is the demographic at this orgy?
Oh, the number, like girls to guys kind of thing?
Yeah, or just I mean, nowadays you could even have people who don't identify with either male or female.
Yeah, you should have trans people and whatnot.
Exactly.
I
So-
would say, I mean, I don't, again, I know
Doesn't matter.
These things happen, and I've never been a part of one, so I don't really know. I would imagine that I would like some of the people to at least be bisexual.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's what I
like,
wonder.
or they
like,
just need to be fluid enough.
do people in orgies just? I wonder. Like, okay, I could imagine if I were a lesbian,
Mm-hmm.
a lesbian orgy would be very easy.
Yeah,
Everyone would be into everyone.
yeah, totally.
Done. No
I mean,
worries.
as long as they are into each other. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All women.
yeah,
Done.
yeah. And a gay gentleman orgy, could be the same.
Exactly.
thing.
The other side of it. But
A heterosexual.
I feel like
if it was a strictly heterosexual orgy,
that would be difficult.
well, that's the thing. I think if you are willing to participate in an orgy, you are probably pretty fluid with your sexuality.
You would have to be.
Yeah, because otherwise you're just not gonna have a good time.
You're not going to have a good time. You're going to be like,
Yeah, I mean, and they're sure like a totally straight, woman could have like a dude, two dudes on her, right? As long as those two dudes were totally okay, being all fucky with a girl and each other,
being all fucky.
Yeah.
I've never heard that, and I love it. I don't know
Okay.
what it means.
It
I think
means-
I do.
You know what it means.
I think I do. No, yeah, I definitely couldn't have any homophobes in the mix.
Could not have homophobes. in the
Homophobes
mix.
are not allowed.
I mean,
They're not allowed in my life generally.
In general.
so that makes sense.
What a sad thing when you're a homophobe.
Yeah, you're
have
so
to,
alone.
You have to carry around that hate in your heart, and you don't get to have orgies. Like, it sucks. Guys, don't be homophobes.
You're only
Get with
hurting. You're only hurting yourself.
Yeah, you're a
and everybody else.
Yeah, you are
around you.
you are denying your genitals some both gender action.
Yeah. So I
And so yeah,
just a fantasy just popped into my head.
oh, that's exciting.
I kind of want to have an orgy with all drag queens
Okay, as drag queens,
dressed
Yeah,
up
yeah,
as
dressed
drag
up.
queens.
and you would be the only person not dressed up as a drag queen.
That's so correct. That is so correct.
That is your fantasy, and I respect your
Maybe
fantasy.
because there's this like thing that happens. I've hung out with drag queens before, and when they approve of me,
Oh,
I
yeah.
get this, woo,
Yeah,
like this
yeah.
flutter of like they like me.
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh, that's so sweet. And yeah, I could see that. So you'd be like,
I put them on a pedestal quite often.
well, so hey, then if they wanted to like, get up on you,
That'd be cool.
that'd be like that'd be such great validation.
Yeah. I don't know. The more I think about this, the more I'm like, yeah, I don't belong in this fantasy.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, you could maybe just fantasize about you're
Drag
not
queens
there.
having
yeah, but
orgies.
a bunch of drag
Yeah,
queens.
I could see that.
That could be a good, good-
All of them are Tim Curry from Rocky Horror Picture Show, just having sex with each other.
No, what you need to do is just it starts with Tim Curry, but then a bunch of other people have played that character.
Yes.
And-
so all impersonators.
But start with Tim Curry, but everybody's dressed
he,
as
he would
as
definitely be the
Frankenfurter.
organizer.
Yeah.
He would be the organizer.
Yeah,
of
Tim
this.
Curry would definitely be an organizer.
He's just a sweet transvestite.
Yeah. From Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah, I like the idea of having like a really safe, clean space with everybody kind of open about what's happening and what they want, and like being able to call, like you get 4 people, in a couple positions, and then you're somebody walks in or walks over and is like, "Can I join?" Or if you're waiting, yeah, but then at that point, bang-a-rang, motherfuckers. And
I just like the idea of cheering.
yeah, cheering a random line from a children's movie during your orgy is great. But then I just also really like the idea of someone being like, "Hey, Kevin with the red hair, I met at Starbucks." I don't know anybody like this. Kevin, it's you wanna start some coffee? You want to get some coffee going? Or you want like, or Kevin, it's your turn to make a round of cocktails or something. Like give people chores to do.
Sure.
Especially because you get tired, right?
Yeah.
And you might like, especially if, if you just came a bunch of times, you're probably like, I maybe need a break.
It just sounds like a really nice vacation.
Yeah.
Just like, you get coffee and drinks and food and sex and
and then like you go and take a shower and like
games, movies.
Yeah. And then afterwards, everybody
Music.
just like, that's where the robes come in. Because it's a hotel, so you get a bunch of robes.
That's true.
So you all, like, and you're naked, but everybody kind of cleans up. And then they put on those big plush hotel robes.
Yes.
And then they just, like, let's sit on the couch.
Everybody
lounges and, like, giggle about the best time they had. This sounds great.
It sounds like a slumber party.
It's a grown-up slumber party with fucking. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I'm into it. I mean, I don't know if I'm into it, but I could see a person being into it.
Yeah.
I wonder the moment where everyone gets naked.
I think it's not like one moment. I think it's a process.
So it's a strip thing.
Well, like we said, like
Slowly.
let's play spin the bottle
Or strip poker.
or strip poker, something like that, where it could be like the getting naked could be a gradual process. But like you said, it starts with like couple people making out and then the clothes start to come off, and like maybe I don't know how many people there are here, 6 or 7, like maybe 3 people are starting to go at it, but the other 4 aren't ready yet, like so. But you did have a question, like when the clothes come off is like
I mean, I guess it's different for every moment. I would want the lights to be off.
I think dim lighting,
lighting,
like some mood lighting, because we got the sexy music playing, right?
Ooh, what if you had like one of those like childhood lamps with the glowing spinning
A mobile, like they put above cribs for infants. You would like one of those at the orgy?
Well, I had one growing up.
I did too.
I
was a child.
Well, it was like a lamp that spun, and it had cutouts of dinosaurs.
Oh,
and
right.
The light of the dinosaurs.
Yeah,
would
it goes all around the room.
You could do that, but instead of dinosaurs, you'd be like sexy images, like
like
ladies or
outlines
dicks
of
or
yeah. That could be fun.
That could be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on, I guess if we're adding some pretty silly elements, I guess playing spin the bottle is pretty silly. So yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Get that thing going.
I could do that.
So I totally understand. You don't necessarily want to be in pure dark. I wouldn't want to be in pure darkness because there's a lot of navigating to do.
Yeah.
With the bodies and whatnot.
That's true.
But I totally understand not wanting to be in like the stark light or like, under fluorescence or something.
So here would be my fear, is being the odd man out.
Like everybody's kind of partnered up and you're just kind of like,
Everyone's
no one wants
good.
Yeah.
Nobody wants any of what I'm giving out.
They might want it later.
Yeah, but like, and that's the thing with threesomes, is I feel very much
Someone could get ignored.
Yeah. And especially the classic threesome demographic is that everyone thinks
Is girl,
is
guy.
2 girls and 1 guy.
Yeah.
I would get really nervous that girl would be better than me at things
Oh, gotcha.
and wouldn't necessarily be into me as much as the guy. So there would just be this me going like, hello.
Yeah. Over here.
I'm here.
Over here.
I have things.
Yeah.
I have things for things to be.
Yeah. I mean, I think that would be, I'm sure, I know for certain that's happened, before, but I would hope that if everyone would be generous. As in, like, they wouldn't want to ignore you, They'd want to involve you somehow. Like, yeah, that would suck if you were in that position. And I would feel bad about it. And I don't know what I'd do in that. I'd probably try to insert myself somehow, some way.
Oh,
high five.
Insertion.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So we need to go to the next section.
Let's ask the internet. I would like to, we are curious about aphrodisiac foods.
Yes.
Other than oysters, because that's sort of the one everybody talks about. But
yes.
I would like, I don't even know how to ask the internet this exactly, but I bet somebody has written an article about it. What is a good pre-orgy snack that doesn't make you fart, but like kind of, fills you up?
Fills you up.
fills you
Before you get filled up.
filled the fuck up.
Yeah, I think that's a good question. We will find out in a moment.
Be right back.
This podcast is brought to you by boobs.
Perky and saggy, big and small.
All colors of the human rainbow.
May they continue to feed the world in all the ways they do.
And they do, don't they, Sandy?
Yeah, they with the milk, but also just with joy
With joy and milk.
and squishiness.
And squishiness and beauty.
Mm-hmm,
I mean, what else can you ask for in a thing?
Yeah, they have it all. And if you would like to learn more about boobs, please visit our website,
Crudimentary Questions.
.com.
Back to the show.
And we're back. And Jill has, as usual, some fine information from the internet.
Internet information.
So what did you ask it?
What's the best food and drink before sex?
Just, okay, cool.
I'm going with that first.
Sure.
Because you wanted to make sure this person has your concerns in mind.
Okay, cool.
You definitely don't want to eat anything with a lot of carbs because you will end up bloaty and gassy. Weird stomach sounds, feeling and looking fat, and farting. They are not turn-ons. I would serve wine and some water with lemon with the meal. Burping is not sexing either, by the way.
Well, okay. I think some people do like farting sexually. I personally don't, but some people do, and she's not taking that into account, whoever this writer is.
Yes. Well, so this other person... This other person says, before sex, eat salad and fruits, which will make your energy loving and active. And don't eat pizza because it'll make you lethargic. So basically, non-dairy and non-meat vegan diet is the best.
This is not fun. I'm sorry.
It specifically hates your idea.
It hates my idea. Fuck you. Whatever this user is. I want sex and pizza. Come on.
Username Bad Mash. I don't know.
Yeah, bad. She's bad at smashing. Is what
Bad
she is.
smash. So then, what are the best aphrodisiac foods?
Yeah. What gets you in the mood?
What gets you in the mood? Okay. There's a list that I could look at. Okay. Woo!
We got a lot. Got a little.
Celery,
Oh, come on.
bananas, basil.
Basil's nice.
If you want to know why, there are reasons for each of these.
I mean, are they scientific?
Yes.
Even if we're going quote unquote?
yes,
You got to talk to me about this celery. Why the fuck is celery an aphrodisiac?
Celery stimulates the pituitary gland and releases sex hormones. Raw celery roots have been used as a cure for impotence.
Jesus Christ. I mean, celery has got to be up there on the not sexy foods.
I don't know. I kind of
List.
like ants on the log. You know, you ever had that?
I do not like celery. No. I mean, I've seen people have ants on a log, which is celery with peanut butter and raisins.
That's right.
I think
It's a nice snack.
I don't like raisins.
Oh.
We'll start there. I like peanut butter, but celery is like I need it chopped up finely in a nice chicken salad.
Ooh.
With like a garlic mayo.
Yeah.
You know? That's how I can do celery. I can't do the just like snap it and eat it.
Snap it. I like it. I also, my mom won't make it. Why are we talking about food? This episode is about orgies.
We've talked a lot about food.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, celery. All right. Celery, bananas.
Chocolate, chili peppers, oysters, caviar. Oh, God. I am the most bougie person ever. I love fish eggs and caviar.
Hey.
I love it
That's great. Good for you.
so much. Alcohol, avocados,
Fuck. I'm allergic to a lot of stuff on this list.
and ginger.
Ginger. Okay. Well, so far I can work with ginger, basil. There was another spice in there.
Cardamom,
Yeah, I can work with
chili
I
peppers.
could work with the chili peppers. Ooh, you could have like a chili pepper chocolate cake or something.
Yeah, and also honestly, this also sounds like you could have like a Bloody Mary. You know,
Oh, you could put some celery.
celery in the Bloody
That
Mary.
would work. I could
Yeah.
have celery in a Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm taking it. Okay, so let's move on to more specifically orgies.
Orgy. Are we're talking orgy food?
Well, no.
Okay.
They didn't. I looked up orgy foods, and it was just like
porn.
It did come up with a history event.
Okay.
You'll like this. Nero's ultimate orgy
Oh my God.
happened in Rome AD 64.
Nero was not a nice fella.
No, he was gross looking.
Well, and
I've seen a portrait of his.
I have not seen. I probably have. I just don't remember. But I will say, I'm not sure that Nero's orgies are anything to be like replicated.
Revered?
Yeah,
Yeah.
replicated or revered, because I seriously doubt anybody was participating consensually at Nero's orgies.
Well, apparently, I'm just going to read this.
Okay.
It's pretty short. The Romans were fond of a slap-up dinner, preferably one that involved gluttonous excess and lashings of promiscuity. But according to the historian Tacitus, one banquet organized by Tigellinus for his deviant emperor Nero stands out as the most prodigal and notorious of the lot. He wrote, the entertainment took place on a raft constructed on Marcus Agrippa's lake. It was towed by other vessels.
They were on a yacht, basically.
Yeah, with gold and ivory fittings. Their rowers were degenerates, assorted according to age and vice.
Okay, sounds like they were slaves.
Okay. And then, although Tacitus' recollection of the event does not extend to a menu card, there are, however, details of eye-watering sexual feats. We may assume that the feast ran along the lines of the one mapped out by Petronius.
Okay.
This other guy
Uh-huh.
said that they served dormice sprinkled with poppy seed, sow's udders,
Okay.
a hare with wings attached to represent a Pegasus, and a calf boiled whole and wearing a helmet.
Okay, it sounds like they got a little
Meaty.
existential maybe with the with the food. I mean, they're like, let's or mythological. They're like, let's represent a fucking Pegasus and put a helmet on a calf.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it just sounds like there was a lot of meat, and it was, meat tends to be quite decadent often enough.
Yes. Yeah, so that came out of there. I did look up what's the largest orgy in human history.
I'm not entirely sure you could actually get that information.
I did from the internet.
I would say it's probably the largest one that we know about.
I
bet there have been larger ones.
This apparently they broke the world record for the largest orgy in human history.
Okay, who are they?
Okay. Menage Life, an organization for sexually free people, are organizing the Mammoth Feet, inviting you all to come.
Yeah.
And yes, that's spelled how you think.
C-U-M, baby.
Down to their Sin City event in Las Vegas.
Of course.
They're expecting more than 1,000 swingers to come down and get stuck. And wait a minute. Okay, so wait, this is an invite to break the world record.
It hasn't happened yet?
This is an old article from 2018.
Okay.
It may have happened. It doesn't sound like they broke it.
Okay.
Currently, as it stands, Japan holds the record for the biggest orgy ever,
Good for them.
which took place in 2007 and involved 500 people having sex in a pretty hot and sticky warehouse.
A warehouse.
A warehouse, not a nice hotel with robes, Sandy.
Maybe they dressed up the because that's what my first thought when I was like, you were talking about the invitation for 1,000 people. I was like, are they going to do this in like a conference room at the hotel? And in Japan, they do it in a fucking warehouse. No, I hope I just hope they cleaned it. Maybe put down some beds, some twinkle lights or something. Get the mood. Come on.
Come on.
I mean, you know what? Some people don't need any mood for sex. I mean, I'm just saying, warehouses tend to not be sexy places, at least as far, I have yet in my life wanted to get naked in a warehouse.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but this Las Vegas event that I cannot find the results of that happened in 2018. This is what they did. Deep sources tell the blast. Okay, wait, I'm sorry. These are two article people. The event on June 2nd has 1,000 people confirmed and expects more than 600 participants to show up and get it on. To help facilitate the fun, a bunch of amenities are provided.
Amenities.
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 I hate that word. 22 queen-size beds.
Only 22 for 600 people. I don't know about that, but continue.
It's an orgy.
I don't think it's enough. I think you need more beds.
Designated areas for cuddle pillow piles.
Oh, fun. That sounds nice.
Yoga mats.
For stretching.
Over 2,000 condoms.
You're going to need those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lube, baby wipes, tissues, towels, bottled water, breath fresheners, roaming supply carts. Is this just me, or does this feel like a camp supply list?
It's a camp supply list.
You know what I mean? Like you go to camp.
No, they give you a list. They're like, you need bug spray.
Bring a poncho.
Bugs and deodorant.
Bring a fan for your
room.
A clip-on fan.
You're gonna need you're gonna need the raincoat. Maybe some
flip flops for the shower.
Yeah, totally. This is a camp list. But hey, if there was a camp and it was an orgy camp, that might not be bad.
Oh my God. We're told there will also be multiple orgy monitors and an orgy concierge that will patrol in the thick of it and make sure that all participants are comfortable and consensual.
That sounds great. I applaud. I applaud the organization of the orgy concierge.
They're like orgy chaperones.
They are. No, they are. They're like the youth group chaperones that walk around and they're like, you got room for Jesus in there? But this time they're saying like, no, fuck her harder or something, you know?
Oh, yeah. They could have like spotters.
Yeah. Oh,
You know?
totally. Like, oh, you're trying something a little difficult that you might need.
And they got the yoga mats.
They have the yoga mats.
They could be for the flexible people.
Yeah.
You know?
I bet an orgy concierge, if I was organizing this size of an orgy, I would definitely have somebody walking around offering people like drinks or water or that kind
you
of
would
thing
be
too. Or more condoms.
You would have
I would be like the
snack
cigarette
plate.
girls. Yeah, I'd be like the snack plate. Or the hot dog guy at a baseball game. Walking around.
I love
being
that
like,
guy.
Everybody loves the fucking hot dog guy at the baseball game. So that's what I'd be. Oh, I could walk around with hot dogs. Somebody.
It's going to make them gassy.
Okay, but 600 people in an orgy, eventually one of them is going to want a hot dog.
Yeah.
And then they can take a break.
You
know? And then they gas it up, have a couple farts, and then get back in.
Is sex the same rule with like swimming where you can't get in if you've eaten like in the last 10 minutes?
I will tell you, I have never in my life
obeyed that rule,
but I will tell you pretty much consistently, I want to eat after sex. After sex, I am like ravenous, and like every time the dude is just like asleep.
I also like eating after sex. Eating before is not good for me. I don't want bad breath. I don't want to feel bloated. Like even the celery, I could probably do oysters. I do love oysters, but yeah, eating before, no. Eating after, yes. Hell yes.
Hell
eating
fucking yes.
During. Why are we talking about eating and sex? Orgies, I think just...
It's indulgence.
It's indulgence.
Yeah.
And it goes so well. It's like too much food, too much sex.
Or
goes
just
so well together.
Yeah, like more than you think is normal. I mean, it's like Nero's feast, you know? They put a helmet on a goddamn calf, you know? Like... Let's just do it the fuck up. Except, you know, let's have it be consensual and safe and all of the things that it needs to be.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the definition of orgy, which I did look up for a second just to make sure.
What if this whole time I can't imagine we got it wrong.
Because, you know, there's a confusion there. Is a threesome an orgy? Technically,
I think a threesome is an orgy, but an orgy isn't necessarily a threesome.
Right. And also, orgies don't necessarily mean everyone's having sex with everyone.
Oh yeah, sure.
It might not always be about how many partners can I get in this orgy.
Yeah.
It's just about maybe being, you know.
Well, I think sometimes it's a dog pile and sometimes it isn't.
Yeah.
You know? Just, you know, sometimes you got 3 guys on 1 girl, sometimes you got 3 girls on 1 guy. I imagine you switch it up, you know.
So, yeah, orgy definition, just to make sure we're on the right path here. A wild party, especially one involving excessive drinking and unrestrained sexual activity. Excessive indulgence in a specific activity.
Let me see.
Secret rites used in the worship of Dionysus and other Greek and Roman deities celebrated with dancing, drunkenness, and singing.
Oh, well.
Oh, that's nice.
Let's add some singing to this orgy. That'd be great. The hotel will love us.
Yeah,
We'll just have a sing-along.
Sexual indulgence revelry, especially involving sex with multiple participants.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Gotcha.
All right, we're doing it right. We're talking about it right. Yeah, so sex with multiple people or just sex with someone around other people having sex?
I think if you go to a place where you know that lots of people will be having sex with each other, and you only have sex with one person, I think you still participated. You participated in an orgy.
But you picked one.
Yeah, but I don't know that that's like really the right quote unquote way to like do it. But hey, it's I think it can be. I don't think the lines are super black and white in terms of.
What about if it's just group cuddling? Is that an orgy?
I don't think so.
But
if it's really indulgent, if it's a really indulgent group cuddle.
What if it's like the sweatiest group cuddling? Like it's so sweaty, there's skin flapping, but there's no penetrative sex, there's no oral sex. It's just like massive cuddle.
I mean, it just sounds kind of like college to me. It's a lot of sweaty cuddles with no penetration is what I'm saying.
It's just wrestling.
Yeah, what if it's or just
WWF wrestling?
Just like tosses each other around, but like doesn't penetrate. I don't know. I mean, I was reminded when you read that definition that orgy doesn't have to mean sex. It just means a lot of indulgence of something.
Sexual. So it should just be foreplay.
Well, they were just saying like the actual definition you read was like it could just mean indulgence of food.
Party.
Like an orgy of, you've probably heard, an orgy of something that wasn't sex. However, we have been discussing sexual orgies.
That's true.
So yeah, I think if, again, the main way to participate in an orgy is to actually go to one, knowing that it is one. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think at that point you have participated, even if, you don't do a whole lot of stuff.
I think this is about time that we need to get a man in on this. We need to make this a threesome.
We got to
Sandy.
make this a goddamn threesome. This is a girl guy threesome about to happen right here.
This is the first step in our journey.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be back, and we're getting a third wheel involved.
Oh yeah, but he will not be ignored. He will be tended to.
Oh yeah, we're gonna focus in real hard on the third guy.
On our guy. On our friend guy.
We're gonna ask a guy some questions about orgies.
We will do it, and it'll be probably awkward and not sexy at all.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Bye.
Ask a guy, we need a man's opinion, so we'll ask a guy.
Hello?
Hello, Carlos. Welcome back to Crudimentary Questions.
We love having you.
Hey, back again. All right.
You're the best.
All right. So my question for you is, if you were invited to an orgy, or if you were to organize one, like
An organizer.
an organizer of an orgy, what kind of food would you like to have served, and would you eat before or after you have sex with everybody?
Man. Well, that is a very good question. I appreciate that question.
It is. It's
takes
great.
a different look at these things. I've heard, I've never seen it, but I've heard that sometimes they have buffets at strip clubs. I don't know if that's a thing or not. I personally wouldn't want a buffet at a strip club. But now if I'm having my own orgy, so you got to consider a lot of things. And I think we all have considered these things at some point in time because, we all have days that we know something's going to happen later on. Birthdays, anniversaries, these are days that you can usually count on. something going on if you have a significant other. Even if you don't have a significant other, you probably can anyway. So yes, we've all made food choices based off of that. So you can go ahead and knock out the things that you definitely don't want to have. No broccoli, asparagus, beans, Mexican food, Chinese food. You don't want to get bubble gut when you're getting into the swing of things.
No bubble gut. Definitely don't want bubble gut.
No. So what would you serve? Because, people are going to be switching in and out, tagging in, trying to jump in when they feel it's best for their opportunity. So you can't really have like a sit down dinner, but then again, you don't want to have a buffet. Charcuterie boards. That's exactly what I'm serving. Small little bites. Probably light on the cheese. You don't want to get the heavy cheesiness in there. Yeah. But
maybe some brie?
Some meats that you could probably roll up in suggestible formations, and olives.
Oh, I love
things
olives.
like that. Crackers with some tapenade. Jams to go with that, like
fruit.
figs, dates, honey. Honey's an excellent idea.
Drizzle a little honey. Okay, this is what I got. Triscuits with brie. Drizzle a little honey on that shit. There you go. Perfect orgy food.
But you do make a good point.
It's simple and delicious.
You make a good point, Carlos, that you got to have that stuff sitting out the whole time, because some people might want to snack during, before, and after. You can't really time that shit. Yeah.
So yeah, I think the general consensus is that there should not be a planned meal. There should be snacking options.
Sure. And if this is, depending on your budget, something that's going to be extravagant, I would even have a themed room with the food in there that, maybe has an aphrodisiac nature. Probably not oysters, but maybe like, strawberries and chocolate area with a chocolate fountain that you can actually maybe get into if you want to. What else could you have?
I like that, Carlos. I actually, my first thought was the oyster room, and maybe it's just completely filled with ice and oysters.
You just dive in there all naked, and you just dive in, then you come up for
lemon
air.
Wedges and Tabasco sauce.
Yeah,
exactly.
Some the horseradish as well.
Oh, you could even have a lady sleeping in a big oyster shell, like a big clam shell kind of a thing, and then you eat you suck the oysters off of her body.
Oh my God.
You could make like an oyster shoot where it just slides down somebody's body into your mouth, kind of like a body shot.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you'd have to be into oysters, which I definitely am into oysters.
Way into oysters.
You guys are writing the best porno. I mean, we write great pornos every time we do this podcast, but this one is especially cinematic, I would say.
Okay, Carlos, what would you call our oyster porn?
The oyster porn?
Yeah. What would you call it?
What would you name it?
Slip and sliding down the gullet.
Slip and sliding, colon, down the gullet.
Down the gullet.
Down the gullet.
That version.
Down the gullet. Slip and sliding, colon, down the gullet.
I'd call it oyster. No, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. Never mind.
You were trying to say
failed.
oh. Yeah.
I failed.
Yeah, you were trying to say oh.
So, you are a married monogamous. But if you were not that.
Yeah, not that.
What kind of people would you like to be at your orgy?
Who would you invite to your orgy?
Who's coming to the orgy town?
I know, right?
And what would they wear?
Yeah, what do you wear for an orgy? Because it's gonna come off,
right?
But, you do want to start off nice, right? You want to look nice when you start the night off before you take your clothes off.
Well, you got to peacock a little bit, so
Yeah.
you want people to know, hey, this is the jam that you want to get into right here. I would have to go back to a crowd that I've run with previously, the theater crowd. They each have different, kinks and fetishes that would bring a spiciness to the night. And you could easily do a themed costume where if people did want to remain anonymous, they could. You know, you could do a Harry Potter night,
Yes.
Lord of the Rings,
Yes.
Game of Thrones,
Oh my
Star
God.
Wars.
Oh yeah.
It's endless possibilities.
Okay, I think I would actually attend your orgy, Carlos. I am totally in.
Jill.
And I'm dressing as an elf, and I'm going to bring bow and arrows. And yeah. I'm doing
Jill, not into orgies.
You could
mentioned
be, you
at the
could be
theme.
an elf that needs to collect articles of clothing to get freedom from your sexual oppression.
Oh my God, you make up a whole story,
I love this.
and you just like it's like an RPG. It's like a role playing game. You just go in, you have a mission.
We don't even we're going with the Harry Potter theme. You don't even have to get into the different types of wands that everybody has and their special powers. Oh my God, look at this spell that someone has just put on me. I can't control myself anymore. Oh my.
And the wand could refer to their penis.
Obviously,
in a lot of ways.
that's
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Or a dildo.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever you're into.
But they could also point the wand like at somebody's like vagina and be like
Orgasm.
Yeah.
What was the one? Expecto Patronum. That in itself as a spell.
Expecto
You don't even have to change
Patrocum.
anything. Just use that.
I
Just
love
kind of
that.
milks right out there. I'm surprised that something like this hasn't been on Groupon yet.
That's a great idea. I've not gotten a Facebook ad for
Why
it.
have we gotten a Groupon for orgies?
For specifically Harry Potter orgies.
Potty.
Harry,
That's another
Harry
type of
Potty.
person.
yeah,
Oh.
that's a totally other type of. I mean, there are all sorts of orgies. Good Lord, I particularly would be more. I would be into the Game of Thrones orgy,
Yeah.
because I'm like all about that Daenerys.
Daenerys Targaryen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Carlos, which character would you be for a Game of Thrones orgy?
Ooh, probably some type of the three-eyed raven. Said it was my three eyes and something else.
I gotcha.
I
I
swoop in,
gotcha.
and see your future, and your future is delicious.
Oh, I love that. That's so great. And,
Doesn't matter what you say, it just works.
It just works.
how would you dress up as this? Would you be like the actual Raven, or would you be like the old man guy,
Or Bran.
or Bran? Technically, spoiler alert.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Probably old man guy, and I'd try to collect little fairies to come around with me throughout the evening. But it'd have definitely like a big, large black cape that I could engulf my people in whenever it got time to get down to tell them the future.
Very sexy.
But wouldn't it be sexier if you were the one-eyed Raven? Because isn't that like a
No, the
name for
three-eyed
the
raven.
penis?
No, because he's the third.
Oh, the third eye.
Yeah, the
is
third eye
dick.
is his dick.
Oh,
Mhm.
I get it now. I get it now.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
Yeah. It's very good. It's very good.
I love this idea, Carlos. You're brilliant.
Yeah, seriously. See, I was sold on orgies before this, but Jill wasn't, and you just got her into orgies. Congratulations.
And now I think we have a marketing opportunity. Something needs to be done about this where we can turn this into money.
Yeah.
It's because of the fantasy element, the fantasy part. Like for me, the idea of like a cliche orgy is just gross, like the leopard print silk robe or something. Like I just don't like that as much as
The
maybe.
wearing the French mask, the masquerade ball, putting the keys into the jar type of thing.
Well, I just imagine myself in a room full of elves and Aragorns now, and I'm like, okay.
Now you're into it. Yeah,
into
totally.
it.
No, it makes complete sense that like if you are dressed up as someone other than yourself, you behave differently.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have like looser boundaries, perhaps. So congratulations, you have unlocked a boundary that Jill had sexually.
Achievement unlocked.
Achievement unlocked.
Well, thank you so much, Carlos, for your insight on orgies.
Oh, you're welcome.
I feel prepared now. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I know. I know exactly what I'm gonna do and what I'm gonna be,
Yes.
and I also know that I'm gonna eat some brie on a Triscuit
Yes.
with honey drizzled on top.
Yeah.
because you gave me that idea.
And you can't go in the oyster room, Sandy.
Can't
because
wait.
you will die.
I am allergic to oysters. I will die in the oyster room. But I like the idea of the oyster room.
Well, enjoy and take some pictures so everybody can see how much fun it was.
We will.
All right.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thanks for being on the show, man.
All right. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
All right. Bye.
So that was our show about orgies.
Woo! We're both organizers now.
I swear to God, I had no idea how to organize an orgy before this show. And
now you do.
in the midst of the show, I figured out that I would be a great organizer.
Yeah.
I could really plan a fuck session
Yeah.
like that.
So if you would like to be on our next orgy fuck session, then just email us at crudimentary questions@gmail.com.
Please let us know. Let us know if you want to be part of the organizing.
I will
an
just
orgy.
be there dressed as Legolas and not having sex with anyone. But I will be there and I will be eating oysters and it'll be fun.
It will be a blast. So, you guys, if you were ever wondering how to organize an orgy, you now know.
You know exactly how to organize one.
Organize it. And just remember, Triscuit, Brie, drizzle with a honey.
Yeah.
And then go fuck your friends.
I think this is all great. And I think that the freedom of being able to eat whenever you want
Yeah, just
is
snack.
the most important.
You gotta snack throughout,
Yeah.
basically.
You gotta fuck for like 2 minutes and then like go eat for 7 minutes and then fuck for like 8 minutes and then eat for an hour. And
Yeah.
then fuck for 1 day.
Definitely.
How long does an orgy
Dude,
last?
Jill-
Like when do you
Jill's like concept of time is wrong. Just so everyone knows.
By the way, orgies next Saturday till January.
Yeah. All right. So guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you to Carlos for talking to us again about awkward crudimentary questions. And so, until next time,
Stay crude.
my dudes.
Woo!